What can Kimura do to save his career? This is the second part of a collab I did with Reading Crow about the downward spiral Kimura went on after the Mashiba fight. Make sure to check out my previous video where I explain why that happened, as well as Reading Crow's video on the subject. But to summarize, after fighting Mashiba for the Japanese title, Kimura's career has plateaued and he hasn't been able to recreate the success he had against Mashiba. So what can Kimura do to get out of this slump? I have 3 ideas. 1. Move up a weight class. This would not only solve his energy issues, but also possibly his motivation issues. I know he really doesn't want to fight Aoki, but maybe some friendly competition is just what he needs to truly lock in and become the best boxer he can be. Hell, make it a parallel to Ippo and Miyata. Have it end with them fighting each other for the JBC belt. Instead of simply training to match Aoki, he'll be training to best him. 2. Address his motivation. This could be fixed with my previous suggestion, as well as setting some solid goals for himself, but if it doesn't get fixed with that, maybe ask himself why he's doing this and what he seeks to get out of it. What really drives him? Even see a sports psychologist if necessary. And 3. Change gyms. Now I know this sounds harsh, but I briefly mentioned in both my Kamogawa is a bad coach video and my Aoki and Kimura aren't bad boxers video that both of them are kind of neglected at the Kamogawa gym. Kimura mainly trained himself for the Mashiba fight with some help from Miyata. I think switching to Miyata's gym full time or even training with coaches that know how to work without boxers like Date's coach or Sawamura's coach could be really good for him. Couple that with what I said about moving up in weight and we could see a completely different and completely reinvigorated Kimura fight Aoki for the Japanese title, in much the same way we saw Naomichi come back as Hammer Now in order to challenge Ippo for his title after leaving the Kamogawa gym. That's really all I have to say about Kimura's downward spiral and how he could potentially get himself out of it. If you have any ideas of your own, or if you have just thoughts on what I said, leave them in the comments below. Make sure to check out my previous video, as well as my collab with Reading Crow. Links in description and pinned comment. But before you go, shout out to my patrons, and please subscribe.